So, hi all, a warm welcome to all of you. I hope my voice is clear to all of you. Can you please confirm me? Am I audible? Can you please confirm? So, is it okay? Am I audible? So, am I audible to all of you? Can someone please confirm me? Yeah, great Muskan, great Khushi, great Ranku. Thanks all of you. So, today very special day. So, we'll wait for some time so that some more people will join, and then we will start with our main. Okay, guys. So I hope you all are doing well, and my screen sharing has also been happening properly, and my voice is also clear to all of you. So let me give you a small intro of myself, my team, my company. So basically, I'm a corporate trainer in TWD. TWD means the web dev. So we are into developments, we are into designing, we are into trainings. So this free workshop is our this free workshop is a part of our training which we used to give of 3 hours or of 12 hours, or every week we have some playlist which is on and on going on. So here we are having such kind of thing which is there in front of you. So today we will be taking you through a 3 hours from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. from HTML, CSS, JavaScript basics. So only we will be covering the basics part, not the entire part, because. And one more thing, let me say, most in HTML we will try to cover almost all the thing. So sir, please can you explain? So please can you, Rinku, I didn't get your question. Please can you explain? Please elaborate the question what you are asking, because I didn't get you. So where am I? So okay, so in 3 hours it is very difficult for anyone to take you through the entire thing, because it will take 1 minute. Sir, can you explain Hindi? Rinku, actually the problem is that we have for you to explain me to in Hindi, it's very difficult for you. For me, I can explain you, but there are peoples from south also who does not know not even a single Hindi word. So that is why we are taking this in the English language. And one more thing, in case you are having issues with the English language, so let me tell you one thing, please try to correct it, because everything, every code, every project, every interview, everything you will be getting in English only. So I request you all to be please try to. One second, let me. 1 second. Started, and let me share you the invite link also, so that in case those are not in the group. Okay, sir, it's okay. Okay, thanks, Rinku, thanks. So in case you feel any doubt, I will. Okay. So can also you can also join the WhatsApp group link. You can also join the WhatsApp group. Link is here for. So you can also join the WhatsApp group. Link is here for reference. Okay. So in case those who are not in the WhatsApp group, so they can join the group and they can 1 minute. Okay. So here, if you see, we will be taking you through HTML, CSS, and JavaScript basics. And here in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript basics, let me tell you one thing: we will try to cover most of the important things which is necessary in this thing, because here, if you see, most of the thing what we are covering are very important. And let me tell you one thing very important, which is that we will be taking you some interview questions also, because here in interview questions, let me tell you, we have this particular set of interview questions which is there with us, and which will help you a lot. So 1 second. Okay, so let us see. Okay, so I hope you all. Okay, so I hope you all have your LinkedIn profile, because LinkedIn profile plays a very important role. So let me share you my LinkedIn profile. Let me start with the screen sharing. Okay, so one 1 minute. So the importance of LinkedIn is very very critical, because all need to have your LinkedIn profile, and LinkedIn profile you need to make up across all the time. Because why I'm telling you about the LinkedIn profile, because Coursera is best for certification, but Survey channel is very best for learning. My dear friend, Coursera is a different thing, our channel is a different thing, both are different thing. And certification kind of thing, we also provide certifications, but this certification what we are, because we have some certification which is free, we have some certification which is paid certification needs skills, paid certification need some more thing. Okay, but you want everything for free, so everything for free will not is not available. You need to do more and more and more and more practice. Okay, then only you will get the certificates, which is a paid one, which we always used to give for those people who do the mentorship and all kind of thing. What is the topic of the video, my dear friend Ram Sutar? So in case you are here, so you have an idea. In case you don't have an idea, the topic of the video is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript basics. So HTML and CSS I will be taking, and JavaScript basics will be taking care by one of my colleague, who will join you around what can around 4:30 or 5. So let me take you through the profile. Second. Okay. So I hope my screen sharing is this is the LinkedIn profile of mine. So I have around 17 years of experience, and for you, all of you, LinkedIn plays a very important role because these days LinkedIn becomes a portal where you get to have okay, not required. So LinkedIn is a profile where you get to have your jobs, your opportunities, because everything these days comes only on LinkedIn. Okay. Now, if you I hope you are able to see my screen. So this 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚𝐵𝐭𝐢𝐜 is one of our student who is currently doing very well. So you can see what he has put and placed in the LinkedIn. So I have done a food recipe app using React.js. So React.js is also plays a very important role. You can see what he has done here, and this is the code what he is trying to display. And let us have a look of the code, how this code runs, what will be the output. So React.js also plays a very important role, because with the help of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, you will become a full stack web developer, and this is how you can get to have. So this is the very good thing what 𝐏𝐴𝐵𝐴 has prepared. And yes, very nice, Bhargav. I hope you are doing well and you will do well. So this is my profile, and I have around 17 years of experience, and in different industry. So I am currently a corporate trainer here in PWD. This is my company, and I am working here as a corporate trainer partner. Also, I also take some paid batches, free, and all kind of thing. So now, without wasting the time, let us start with the uh, HTML part. So here I will be covering only the HTML part, HTML basics part, okay, and CSS basics part will be covered by me only, and JavaScript basics part will be covered by one of my friends. Okay, so here let us start with HTML. So here, if you see HTML basics, so HTML, what is HTML? HTML is basically a markup language, and here in HTML, we will be taking you through some basics kind of thing. So here in HTML, HTML is basically a markup language which is used to, which is basically the main skeleton of any web page. Okay. So if I tell you one thing, HTML is the main building block. Okay, HTML is the main building block which is required for any web page to get load. And HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. I know you all have an idea of what is the full form of HTML. And here in HTML, one second, what has opened here? Okay. And here in HTML, let me tell you one thing very clearly. Okay. And here in HTML, HTML is the main building block, because when you are constructing a house, the basic structure will be prepared by the HTML part only. And after that, the which kind of wall, what kind of color in the wall, where will be the door, where will the window, where you will be placing the double bed, where you will be placing the television set, all these things will be a part of CSS, and the entry functionality will be covered by the it will be covered, or I can say it will be managed by the JavaScript. Okay, so now let us see. HTML is basically HTML is not a programming language. Okay, it is basically a markup language. Okay, and here if you see here, HTML is a main building block. So as I have told you, or as I have trying to correlate with this thing. So HTML, and guys, please do like the video. Please do like the video, because that likes will help the YouTube algorithm to actually put or take this content to the right people who are looking for such type of content in the YouTube. So it will be very easy for them because the content will get available in front of them very easily without searching. Okay. So here, as I've told you, HTML is the main building block, and you can prepare any website with the help of HTML also. You can prepare any website with the help of HTML, JavaScript also. You can prepare any website with the help of HTML and CSS also. But when you prepare any web page with the help of HTML, it looks very ugly. Why it looks very ugly? Because it contains only and only hyperlinks kind of thing. Okay. Now, what is this hyperlink? So here, as I have told you, this hyperlink kind of thing contains only tags which contains some reference kind of thing inside it. Okay. So if you remember the first Yahoo page in around 1995, it contains only a Yahoo logo in the center, and hundreds and hundreds of hyperlinks inside it. Okay, so hyperlinks also is a different thing, but as I've told you, in hyperlink kind of thing, the page looks very ugly. Okay, now one second, YouTube link is not opening. 1 minute. So I don't know how these people are. They even don't know how to click on the YouTube link. Very difficult for them. Very difficult for them. Okay, so where am I? So okay, so that page contains only of hyperlinks and hyperlinks and hyperlinks, and at time and at that time placeholder thing is also not there. So W3 school okay, W3 school is the governing committee of HTML and CSS. Okay, W3 school manages both the things. W3 school manages both the HTML and CSS part. Okay, so W3 school is a governing committee which manages both the things. And let me tell you very clearly that the 1995 both these things have come into production. Okay, which topic? Okay, Rocky, which topic, guys? If you don't know which topic are we are taking, so you are not the right candidate. Come here. Okay, so you can leave the session. Okay, so W3 school governs or manages the operations maintenance of HTML and CSS. Okay, in 1995, both the things have been invented and they come into production, and then and then it come into place. So a major upgradation had been happened in 2015, where CSS Grid and CSS Flexbox has been added. Okay, earlier without that we will be doing this thing with the help of display property, float property, like that. But in 2015, a major upgradation has been happened in HTML, in CSS, and in JavaScript. Okay, which is the okay. And one more thing, you all will get the chance of getting the participation certificate. Okay, I'm repeating once again. You all will get the chance of getting the participation certificate. Okay, but for that you need to fill the attendance forms which we will be sharing. Okay, here in the live YouTube chat only. So let me tell you one thing very clearly once again. So we will be sharing the we will be sharing the attendance form here in the live YouTube chat only. Okay, so let me share you that thing particularly. So attendance. Okay, first attendance. First attendance I have shared here. So you all need to fill the attendance form bill which I have shared here. So there will be a total of 2 attendance form. Both these attendance form requires some small things. Okay, so let me tell you the attendance sheet here. Okay, so this is the thing what we are asking in the attendance sheet. So these are some basic things what we are asking in the attendance sheet. If you see here, we have asked your email address. Okay, we have asked your name, we have asked your YouTube username. So in case your name and your YouTube username are same, so you will write your YouTube username. Okay, so and in the next we have your Instagram ID. So the three fields which are marked as star are basically the important field. Okay, and after that your current role, because in case you are professional, you are non-professional, so you can put the things here. Okay, and after that your profile. So LinkedIn profile is very important because as I've told you, LinkedIn is not a social media app these days. This is basically a app or a place where you can get your dream jobs. Okay, so LinkedIn plays a very important role these days. So don't underestimate the power of LinkedIn. Okay, and after that, as I've told you, LinkedIn, LinkedIn. You don't have a profile on LinkedIn, create immediately, manage well, because we have so many people who got their job only after placing their projects, placing their work in the LinkedIn. Okay, so let us start with the HTML part first, and after the HTML basics. So this is basically the attendance form. Okay. So this is basically the attendance form. The things which we need to fill and submit on attendance form. Let me close it, and here, sir, I have only LinkedIn and YouTube ID. So fill it. No need to. You have your name. You have your name also. You have your mail address also. So fill all that. These are some basic things which everybody have. But LinkedIn ID, when you are putting the LinkedIn, please put your complete link. Don't put your name in the LinkedIn profile, because with any name there are so many people in the LinkedIn, so it is very difficult for you to identify. Okay, so please mention your LinkedIn profile link so that we will get to identify that you are currently the same person who have filled it. Okay, and we will be promoting you all also. You all means those have the LinkedIn profile. Sir, kindly send attendance link here. My dear friend, I have sent attendance link here only. Here means in the live YouTube chat. Please check the live YouTube chat. Okay, please check the live YouTube chat. I am repeating once again. Please check the live YouTube chat. I have placed the attendance sheet there only. So you need to fill the attendance sheet. There are some basic things which I have asked in the attendance sheet. So you can fill it and you can get the participation certificate. Okay. So there will be a total of 2 attendance sheet which you all need to fill. First I have shared and second will be shared after some time. So please don't ask for the attendance sheet again and again and again, because because it's a system generated process. System will automatically send the attendance sheet and they will share to us, and then we will share that attendance sheet to the live YouTube chat. After that, we are not sharing the attendance sheet anywhere in the WhatsApp group, anywhere in the personal message, anywhere. Okay, so we will be sharing the attendance sheet here and here only. Okay, so now I will not be able to see the live chats. Okay, because I will be focusing on the HTML. Okay, so let me do the screen share. My friends. Okay, so as I've told you earlier, so as I've told you earlier, HTML is basically a markup language. HTML is not a programming language. Okay, so HTML is the main building block. So HTML is the main building block which helps you to create the main structure or the skeleton of the web page. Okay, now after this HTML, okay, so how to start this with the help of how to start this HTML. So in order to start the HTML, we will be using a very lightweight code editor. Okay, so 1 second. So this lightweight sorry. So this lightweight code editor is basically a VS Code here, as I've told you, VS Code. So you need to install this VS Code, and this VS Code have different kinds of setup files, installation files, depending upon the configuration of your screen. So if you are using Windows, so you can click on the Windows and you can use that. And if you are using the Mac, you can do that. And if you are using any kind of Linux or Unix version, you can install it with the help of that .exe file. Now, if you are using Windows, click here. A setup file will get downloaded, and within, I can say, less than a minute time, you can install your VS Code on your system. Okay. So here, let me see any chats here. Okay. Hi, Dhanush. Okay. And here, so this is how you can install the VS Code. Now, after the installing of VS Code, we the screen here, kind of such thing. So as soon as you click on the VS Code, it will have the screen like such. Okay. Now, what to do after this? Okay. Now, if you see here, we have this basic window which will come as soon as you start the VS Code. Okay. So attendance, okay, good, yes, hi, good. So once again, so I can see there are only 12 people watching this live YouTube chat, this live YouTube. So I can say that you all 12 out of 12 have filled the attendance sheet. Okay. Now after this, when you install the VS Code, you will get the screen sort of thing which I have shown you, is kind of that thing. Okay. Now after that, you need to create okay, you need to create a folder and simply you need to drag and drop. Okay, so this is how you can add your file here. Okay, so now as I've told you, okay, so you can add your file here. Now the basic file, which is the index.html. Index.html is the basic HTML file which we have created here. Now what is the role of that file? This file is the main building block of the file, which actually load the web page. Now inside this we will write our code. Okay, now inside this we will write our code. Now what code? Okay, so we will write our HTML code inside this. So here if you see, we will be using this not kind of thing, and we will press enter. So here comes the main structure of our HTML. Okay, so let us write the document type. We will write the HTML. Okay, now here if you see, oh sorry. Okay, so let me save it out. Now let us open the folder what we have created, and if you see here, okay, so this is the main file what we have created, which is the index.html. Okay, okay, so let us open this file. uh, Here, so this is a file which we have created here with the help of index.html. Now, if you see, we have changed the title, which is the HTML, which is showing here. You can see this is showing here. Okay. Now what is happening here? Let us go back to our VS Code. Okay. So now what we will do? Let us write our code tags. So okay. So now if you see here, after this thing what we did, we have basically created a HTML file. So .html is the extension of a HTML file. Okay, .css is the extension of a CSS file. Okay, so once again let me see if any new chats are there or any important chats are there. Please share the attendance link here, my dear friend. Lots of love. Oh, thanks, thanks. So my dear friend, attendance link or attendance sheet I have shared here only, nowhere else. So please check the live YouTube chat. Okay, please check the live YouTube chat. You will get to see here only. Now after this, okay. Now after this, let us write our first tag, which is a header tag h1. Okay, so this is our first tag which is a header tag. Okay, now in this header tag have the value starting from h1 to h6. h1, h3, h4, h5, h6. Okay, now in this h1, h2, h3, h4, h6, so let us use header 1, header 2, header 3, header 4, header 5, header 6. Okay, so fine. So this is the we have saved it. Now let us see the output. So there's the output. So the output is here. So now there's a problem because we have saved it, but it is not here. So we need to use the refresh kind of things. So this is again a problem because every time we need to create the code and we need to refresh it. So we can't do this thing every time. So in order to get rid out from such kind of thing, there is a server which is called as a live server. Okay. So here if you see so here if you see live server is a thing which will automatically refresh your page. Okay, so you know you don't need to actually refresh your page all the times. Okay, so that is the beauty of live server. So how to get live server? So here in the part you need to write live server and you need to install the live server from the author Ritvik Day. Okay, so please do keep a note of the owner. The owner of this live server will be Ritvik Day. So you need to install it. As I have already installed it, so it will telling me to uninstall. So as soon as you install it, you will get uninstalled. Okay. So going back to the VS Code. Okay. So this is the header tag which is there in front of you. Now here, now here, this is the start tag. This is the end tag. This is the center. This is the content part. Okay. So this is the start tag, and content. Now after this thing, let us see the next thing, which is called as the paragraph tag. So what is this? A paragraph tag. So P stands for the paragraph tag, and here in this P we will use a lorem kind of thing. So lorem of 20 to 19. Okay, so 1 second. So let us save this. Okay, so if you see here, we have this lorem kind of thing. What is this lorem kind of thing? Okay, so here if you see, sorry. So this lorem is a dummy content, okay, which is used to check how our content looks like. So in around 1860s, when printing press has been invented, okay, so after that time, this lorem has been invented at that time only. Now, what this lorem will do? So, in order to check the quality of the ink, the quality of the font, the quality of the paper, this lorem is used a lot. Why this is being used a lot? Because if you need to check the quality of the font, the quality of the ink, the quality of the paper, you need to print some dummy text. So when you are printing some dummy text, where you will get that text. So from the help of lorem, you will get those text here. Now, after this p tag, 1 second. Okay, so now after this p tag, what we will see here. After this p tag, we will see So some problem with my voice because I have some cold. Okay. Okay. So let us see some block level and inline level elements. So what are these block level and what are these inline level elements? So this is basically interview question as what are inline level elements and what are block level elements. So here inline means in the same line. Okay. So if I tell you inline, so as the name says inline, okay, inline means in the same line. Okay. So try to correlate the meaning of the words with their natural meanings. Okay. So here inline means in the same line. Okay. Block means one below the another or one above the another. Okay. So inline levels, okay, inline are basically the span tag, image tag, and the anchor tag are the inline, are the examples of inline. So let us see the anchor tag. Okay, so for this, so here let me open the unsplash.com. Okay, here so we have the href unsplash. Now let me go live with the live server because now we will get to see what will be the use of live server. So here now let me close this. Okay, so here as soon as I write anything here and I saved it using Control S, the content will automatically get added here. Okay, so that is the beauty of live server. Every time I do not need to refresh this particular web page. Okay, now if you see here we have this unsplash kind of thing. So now let me click here. So but what has happened here, as soon as I click on the unsplash kind of thing, what has happened, my current page gets closed or gets, I can't see that page. Okay, so what is happening here, my current page will get closed or will gets inactive or it's getting it gone below my current page, which is the unsplash page. Now let me go back. Okay, now in order to get rid from this kind of problem, okay, so okay, Jason, okay. Okay, so in order to get rid from this kind of problem, we have a property in the same anchor tag which is called as the target equals to underscore blank. Now let us see how it works. So see, my current tab will get opened here, will remain opened here, will get opened in a different thing, will remains opened here. Okay, and this unsplash, okay, gets opened in a new tab. Now what is this happening? because because no one wants you to no one wants anyone to or anyone for a customer to come to their page and after clicking on any link on that page their current page will get closed and the new page will get open. So that is the reason we will use the target equals to underscore blank property, which helps to keep the current page open and the link inside that anchor tag will gets opened in a new tab. Okay, so that is the beauty of cannot able to see properly. Okay, cannot able to see properly. Why you cannot able to see properly, my dear friend? What is happening here? Everything is fine here, and people used to see anchor tag. Anchor tag is a very small thing here, very simple thing. Okay. Anchor tag. This anchor tag, and how we have created this? We have created this with the help of this anchor tag. Okay, this anchor tag have created this button because as soon as you click on that thing, you will be redirected to a new page, keeping the current page open. So that is the beauty of anchor tag. Okay. Sir, will you give certification? Yes, we will give certification, my dear friends. But for that certification is free. Let me tell you one thing once again, certification is free. But for that certification, you need to fill the attendance form. Okay, one attendance form I've already given, and the second attendance form I will share the link around 6 or 5:45 p.m. because our session will end at 6 or before 6. But before that, we will share the attendance sheet and we will inform you here in the live chat also. And we will inform you here in this session also that the attendance sheet has been shared. Now I can see it properly. Okay, my dear friend. Okay, so of tag. Oh, after this anchor tag, let us see some new thing here. Let us see some new thing. Okay. And one second. So let us see the list tag. So what is the list tag? List tag is basically so list means li. So this is a list tag HELO. See hello. Okay. Now list tag is being used with ordered list and unordered list. List tag cannot be used single. It is always used with ordered list and unordered list. Okay. Now what is this ordered list and what is this unordered list? Let us see. Okay. So here, one second. Okay, so let me create a UL is unordered list. sorry. So in this we have li into 5 times. So we have 5 times of list item. We have AA, BB, CC, DD. So we have this kind of thing here in list. So let us see the output here. So we have the output like that. So here unordered. Unordered means not in the proper order. Okay. So you can see here the unordered list are basically the list which does not contain a proper order. Okay. Now after this unordered list, let us see the ordered list. Ordered list also plays the same role, but here we need to use the ordered list. Now see what is happening. Okay. So if you see here, we have the output in the sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now what is this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? So this thing comes with the help of a ordered list. Okay. In the unordered list, you will be getting the things in the form of a dot. Now after this unordered list, let us see what we need to see. Okay. Now after this ordered list and unordered list, let us see the table tags. Now let me tell you one thing very important. These days table tags are not being used a lot, but again you need to keep those tags in your mind because that can be asked in your interview question. Okay. So table tags are not so much important, but yes, it's a part, so we will be covering it. Now after this, let us see the table tag. So here in the table tag, you will start the table tag now. So here we will use the tab table, and inside this table tag we will have the t head. T head means the table head. Now in this table head, we have the tr, we have the table row, and in this table row we have again the table head, which is th. Now here we have the name. Again is a different th. So we have the age th. We have email. So let us save it, and by default, so we have here in the last name, age, and email. Okay. Now here we have the name, age, and email. Now after this, what we will do, we will insert the fields here. So you'll use the T body, and inside this T body, we have the table row. So here in the table row, so here one second. So here in the TR, which is the table row, we will put the field. So we have some in a new TR. And so here we will be using TD, table data. Awesome. 22 here T @g.com. So we have our outputs like that, which contains the storage of the data inside it. Okay. So these are the table tags. Hi Praveen, hi. I hope you are doing good. Now after this table tag, let us see the next tag, which is basically the form tag. So the form tag is the very important tag, and you have seen so many kind of forms in the pages where you have some registration kind of form, where you have some feedback kind of form, where you have some login kind of form, where you have some feedback kind of form. So there are so many kind of forms which you have or you have seen in your daily life. So we will be creating some of them in front of you, okay, so that you will have an idea as how these things will get created. Now, so we will open a form tag. Inside this form tag, we will use a div. Inside this, we will use a label sort of thing. We'll use a label for name. After this label, we will use the input sort of thing. We will use the input tag. So we use the input type. So we will use here the input type as checkbox. So here we will be using a click functionality. So the name will be equal 1, and after that the value will be good evening, hidden world, good evening. Okay. So we have the what do you own? So we have okay. So what do you own? Okay. So we have this kind of thing. Now after this, we will add here a label label for bike. Let us see the label. So we have the label for bike. So I have bike. Okay. So we have here we have the next thing we have car. So okay, we have car here, we have bike here, or we have both here. So this is a kind of form where the input will be a sort of checkbox where you can select all or anyone. Okay. Now after this, we will be creating the same form with the help of radio functionality. Uh, okay, so here you need to select any one. Okay, because you can select only one, so you have only bike or you have only car. But above in the checkbox function, you can select all of the above or one of the above. But here in the radio kind of thing, you have to select only one out of the above. So this is the beauty of the form tag. Now after this form tag, let us see the image tag. Okay. Let us have the button tag also. So we have mm, so we have the button sort of thing where you if you'll enter, okay, and you will press the button key and your entire values will get submitted to the backend. So this is how you can. Okay, so now after this form tag, mm, let us see the image tag. Okay, so here if you have noticed here we have the unsplash.com and let us download this particular thing. We have the downloaded size also, so you can use a small one. Show in folder. Control X, and here desktop basics. Let me create a new image. So here we have created a image folder which is there. So now let us add the image tag. So we have img image source. So we have added the image tag image here. So this is the image what we have added here. Okay, now after this image tag, what we will see. So in this image tag, you can have the image, but you can have the image of your own choice, whether it will be the big one, the small one, or the large one. Okay, so here we have end to the HTML basics. Now, after this HTML basics, let me just take a break of 2 minutes. Let us take a break of 2 minutes. Okay. 2 minutes break. Okay. So I'm back here. So now CSS part. Hope you all have enjoyed the HTML basics part, and we have shared the first link here. So I request, in case those who are new here, please fill and sheet right here, right now, because you will not get that particular thing anywhere. So let me close the window. Oh, so sorry. So here, let me drag that particular folder created or with the name of CSS. So in that particular folder, in that particular CSS folder, we will be doing the CSS. Okay. So 1 second. So here. Happening here. Okay, so we have added the CSS folder here. Now, what is the CSS? CSS as you check. Okay. Now, what is this cascading style sheet? Okay, in CSS, let me tell you one thing very clearly. CSS is basically used to decorate a web page. Okay, decorate the web page means to make the web page attractive, to make the web page looks good, to make the web page looks beautiful, to beautify the web page, you can say. Because here in HTML, the web page what we have created looks very ugly. Okay, if you see here, what we have created looks very ugly. So in order to beautify that page, in order to make that page attractive, decorative, so the CSS is being used. Okay, now let us write some CSS. Okay, so we will write some CSS. So we will create the index.html file first, because this is the main building block, and without that we you can or do. So here there are three ways in which you can add CSS. So this is an interview question: in how many ways you can add CSS? Okay, so I will keep on telling the interview questions here. So in how many ways you can add CSS? There are three ways in which you can add CSS. Okay, So what is the first way? So here, let me show you. So let us have the H1 here. The first way is the inline CSS. Okay. So the inline, INLINE, inline. Second way is the internal. Third way is the external. Now let us open this with the help of live server. Let us see the output here. Okay, my dear friend. So CSS what we have created. Now, as I told you, there are three ways in which you can. First one is inline, second one is internal, and third one is external. Okay. So inline means in the same line. As I told you earlier, also try to take the meaning of the words from their natural behavior. Okay. Inline means in the same line. Guys, is my voice audible to all of you? Can someone please reply with yes? Audible? Can someone please reply with yes? Get my voice is audible. My screen share is happening properly or not? Can someone reply with yes? One minute. Yeah, thanks, Tayyab. Thanks. That means you are active. Thanks, Tayyab, and congrats to you too. That shows that you are active. Thanks, Adhika. Thanks. So let us go back. So the interview question is: in how many years you can add CSS? Those are three ways in which you can add CSS. Now, the again the next interview question will come from here. That out of these three ways, inline, internal, and external, which one is the most powerful? Okay. So I will tell you the answer in some time. Now here we will be writing the CSS with the help of the style tag, and here we will add the background color, and here let us change the background color to aqua. So save it, and the output will be the color to aqua of the inline CSS. Now the second one is the internal. Okay. Now in this internal CSS will be applied here. Let's see why. So we'll be using H2. In this, we will apply the same background color thing with the color of hash FF0000. So as soon as I have saved it, it gets added here. Now the third one is the external. So external means externally we are creating CSS, and we are linking that CSS to our HTML file. Okay, this is how the CSS will work. So now external means externally means let us create external file first. So what is happening here? Let us create style.css, style.css. Okay. Now in this Style.cs we will be writing for h3. We will use the background color in the form of RGB, and here we will give the values of red. We will give the value of 255 100 and oh. So but what is happening here, as soon as I am saving it, it is not getting added here. Okay, so why it is not getting added here? Because because we have created a HTML file, we have created CSS file, but where is the connection? So for this we need to have a connection, and that connection will only be with the help of a link tag. So now we see the change of color in CSS. Okay. Okay, fine. Now, okay. So now, as I told you, what is the most powerful way of CSS? So here, inline is the most powerful. Why inline is the most powerful? Because here you can add CSS directly to the HTML element. Okay, you can apply CSS directly to the HTML element, but now out of these three, which one is the most commonly used? Again, a different type of question. Sorry. Now, out of these three, which one is the most commonly used? So, external is the most commonly used. Inline is the most powerful because you are applying directly to the HTML element. Okay. Inline and internal and external applies to the CSS, to the HTML file. Fine. So this is the main difference here. Now, again, the next question: what is a CSS selector here? Here, what is the CSS selector? So here, H3 is the CSS selector. This thing is the value. 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 This is the property. This entire thing is a declaration. Fine. So here, what is a CSS selector? H3 is a CSS selector. This is again an interview question, my dear friends. So here CSS is H3 is a CSS selector. Okay. Now here, if you all have noticed what I did here, I have added colors in three different. Okay. So first one, I have simply typed the name of the color. Second one, some kind of hash thing, and third here is kind of the RGB format. Okay. Now, what is happening here? So there are three ways in which you can add colors. That is what I want to show you. There are three ways in which you can add colors. First one is simply typing the name of the color, which I did. Okay. After that, the second method is I have added color using some kind of hash thing. So what is this hash thing? Okay. So this hash thing is basically a hexadecimal color system which I uses to add the colors. Okay. Now the first two letters contains the red, the second two letters contains the green, the third two letters contains the blue. Okay. Now you can prepare any color using a combination of red, green, and blue. And here in the third way, we have added colors with the help of red, green, and blue. Now, red, green, and blue means RGB. RGB has the range starting from 0 to 255. Okay. Okay. Now, here if you see, let us have a view on some sites. Okay. So we will see uh, HTML color quotes, and we have some picker. So here in HTML color picker, you can pick any color of your choice, and you can have your HTML you can have your hexadecimal code, RG code, and the HSL code. Now, what is this HSL? So here, HSL is again a method in which you can add the color. Okay. Now, in this HSL, what is happening here? You can add a color of your choice. Here, H contains the color which stands for the hue. Okay. Okay. H contains the hue. Hue means the color. S for the saturation. Okay. Saturation contains the sharpness. L contains the lightness or the brightness. So HSL means the hue, saturation, and lightness. H contains for hue. Hue contains the colors. Sharpness means the clearness. L contains the lightness. So here, with the help of this site, you can have your HSL codes. Okay, guys, likes are very less here. You guys are thinking a lot while clicking on the like button. This is very bad. So I request you all to please click the like button right here, right now. So now after this, okay, let me show you one more thing. Okay, so here, if you see, you can prepare any color with the help of this combination. Okay, so with the help of this, you can make any color here. See. So this is the beauty of the RGB. You can prepare any color with the help of this. So this is RGB code for this particular thing, HSL code for this particular thing. Okay, now after this, let us view to this color code. So as I have written aqua, so 1 second. Okay, so here, as I have written aqua, so there are around 140 color names. So these are the names which you can simply write, and you can have the colors here. So there are around 140 color names which you can directly write, like green, blue, red, orange, orange, red, like that. So here the colors have ended. Now after this, 1 second. Okay, so here after this colors, let us have some font properties here. Okay, so what we will do here, we will have some kind of thing. So let us have paragraph, and in this paragraph we will use a lorem content. So you can correct this thing to word wrap, and I saved it here only. Oh, here's the output, my friends. Okay, so here's the output. Now let us have some. Oh, let us do the styling in the P tag. Okay, so here let us have some. Let us have some font size of 30 px, and after this font size, we have some font weight property of bold, and after this font weight, let us have some letter spacing property. Letter spacing means spaces between the letters. Okay, so we will use 0.4 em. So the output will be like that. After this letter spacing, we will be using some word spacing. It is almost very similar to that. So we will use one. Okay, so we will use 4.5 rem. Okay, so you can have the spaces between the words. Now we will use some text decoration. Text decoration to underline, and after that we have text transform to uppercase. So we have everything in capital letters. And what else we can have? The font properties. Okay. Very important. Font family. With the help of font family, you can add the fonts. So here we have, if you see here, we have added the fonts with the help of font family. Okay. Now what is font family? And why by default of 3 available fonts are here? Because with the help of this font family, you can add fonts. Now, why these 3 fonts? Okay, these 3 fonts are there because with the help of this, you can add fonts. Now, here if you see, we have Arial, Helvetica, and Sans Serif. Now, in this Arial, Helvetica, and Sans Serif, Arial is the primary font and Helvetica and sans serif are the secondary fonts. Okay, secondary fonts or the fallback fonts. Now, what is the need of these fonts? Because if, let us assume that I am using Chrome and you are using Safari, and Safari does not support the Arial font, so it will by default pick up the next available font, which is the Helvetica font which we have given. Now, there is a scenario that let us suppose Microsoft Edge does not support Arial and Helvetica font. So it will automatically pick up the next available font, which is the sans serif font which we have given. Okay. So that is why these three fonts we will give as a primary, and we will give the combination of the sir. Please cover flex box. That is, I don't know. But Shiva, flex box, we can't cover flex box. Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute. Tayyib Ali writing the color name. Okay, yeah, thanks, sir. Thanks, my dear Mr. Chagri. RGB, red, green, and blue. With the help of RGB, you can add colors to the CSS. Okay, thanks, sir. Thanks, my dear friend. Font color, We can have the font color also. We can add font color also. That with the help of, we can do color, COL, color. Okay, so let us use the font color to blue. So there's the output. So here we have the font color as blue. So thanks, my dear friend. And what is this? Flexbox, my dear friend. Flexbox from next Monday, that is from 31st, we will be starting a free CSS beginners to advanced series, which will cover the complete CSS basics, Flexbox, grid, and a project. All 4 things in 4 days. Okay. Timing will be around 4 p.m. Okay. And it will be a 1.5 or 1 hour 15 minutes class. Everything is free for all of you. Okay. Using Bootstrap, Vinod, we are here with CSS here. Where you are asking for Bootstrap? When we will do Bootstrap, we will tell you with the help of Bootstrap. Okay. When we are in CSS, we will tell you with the help of CSS only. We cannot do the 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚𝐴 thing that add Bootstrap and add CSS. Take things differently. When we will do the Bootstrap class will be starting from 14th November. Okay. So anyone wants to learn Bootstrap, you can come on 14th November. Responsive. Thank you, sir. I am waiting for the CSS. You will love the CSS. I myself will take the CSS. Okay, and we will use on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. or 5:15 or 5:30. I guess you all are in our WhatsApp group. Okay, because we will be sharing the notification in the WhatsApp group only. So in case those who are not in the WhatsApp group, I have shared the WhatsApp group link also. So next CSS class, please conduct using Zoom app. My dear friend, Zoom app will restrict to some persons only, because I need to send invitation to those. But here in YouTube, It is free for all. It is free for everyone. So anyone can join. Zoom, our paid classes we will be doing in Zoom. Okay. So we have our paid batches also. Okay. And this will be in a form of offline and online batches. In case anyone wants to know about the paid classes, they can ping us personally. We will let you know the details of each and everything. Okay. So now going back to the font properties here, because I need to hand over this session to the Hari. Tomorrow class, sir. Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow. My dear Shiva, I guess you are here in our WhatsApp group. So tomorrow is Sunday, yeah, not tomorrow. From Monday we will start. Okay, sir. How can your paid class? So we will. You ping me personally. Okay. So in case you are there in our WhatsApp group, we will share when the new batch will start details. Okay. Of course, everything is there. When you keep updated yourself on the WhatsApp group, we will share each and everything then and there only. Okay, and now let us go back to the CSS. I need to hand over the session to my colleague also at 5. But before that, I need to cover some more things. Okay, so now let us have some fonts. So as I've told you, these days GOOGLEFONTS. Now, as you know, Google are now into our each and every part of our life. So Google have introduced their fonts also. Now, what are these fonts? So these fonts are called as the Google fonts, and these fonts are being used a lot. So let us use this Open Sans font. Okay. So simply click here, import, Control C, go to your code. In the top, just Control V, and here you have imported the Google font. Now here the font name is Open Sans. So let us copy the font name. Now Open Sans is a font name, and here our font has been added. So you can see the Open Sans font here. Okay, so this is how you can have your Google Fonts addition to the content. Now, after this Google Font addition, let us have notes, my dear friend Ziauddin. In which era you are here? Notes you need to prepare yourself here. And Vinod Kumar, how to font awesome using Surf. Array, my dear friend, in 3 hours, what all you will learn here? Let's have some basics part only. So the main part we will be having in our paid classes. Okay, WhatsApp group link. So let me share you all again the WhatsApp group link. 1 minute. The WhatsApp group. So you can join the WhatsApp group also. So my dear Vinod, Shiva, I have shared you the WhatsApp group link, so you can join the WhatsApp group also. here again for further updates. Now let me do again the screen sharing part, and here we. 1 minute. Okay. So here we have added the open sans font here. This is how you can add the open sans font. Now let me add the screen here. Now after this, let us go to the next topic, which is the box model. So box model, again, a very important topic and a very important interview question. Learn. Okay, so I saved it. Now I created another paragraph, but what is happening? Okay, so there is a problem that as soon as if I create 100 of paragraphs will follow same set of styles what I have given to this particular thing. So in order to get rid of from such kind of thing, classes and IDs has been introduced. Fine. Now what are classes and what are IDs? Classes and IDs both are used to target any HTML element, but class can be used multiple times and ID can only be used one time. Fine. Now let me tell you one thing. Classes can be identified with the help of a dot and id with the help of a hash. Now let us have the p dot pop, no, not here, p plus pop, and here we will use id bot 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚 bottom. So I have used the name here as top and bottom. Now let us see in live chat. Okay, nothing is in live chat. So now what I will do, I will allow this particular set of thing to the top. See, now this particular paragraph, the second paragraph is using the blank set of styles, the default set of styles. Now what we will do here, we will see the okay. Now what I will do here, let me okay, let it be. Okay, so here let us see the box model property. So what is this? What is a box model property? So a box model property contains of four things. Okay, so let us start this hash bottom, and here box model contains of four. The source is the content. Outside this content we have padding of 20 px. Okay, and after this padding we have border of 5 px, and after this border solid of black color, and after this border we have margin of, let's say, 20 px. So this, what I will do, let me comment out this paragraph. Okay, if you see here, this is a kind of a box model concept. So let us inspect and see what is going on here. So as I've told you the box model, so this is the box. So this is the content. After this content, we have the padding, border, and margin. Fine. So this is box model concept. Box model contains of four things: content, padding, border, margin. So this is the interview question, my dear friends. Please keep this in your mind. Now, after this box model, let us do some scaling of list. Okay, the scaling of list is again a very important thing which okay, so let us do some scaling of list. So for that we will be creating a div means a structure, category, and after this we will be creating a unordered list, and in this we will create li into 5. So 5 times we have created the li with anchor tag. So let us add the classes. Categories, and here, as we don't want to go anywhere, we will add the hash thing, and here we will add category 1, category 2, category 3, category 4, category 5. So we have here category 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. So this is not, this is 1. Here, if you see, so now we will do the styling of this list. Okay. So let's target the categories. So dot categories. Let us have we have used the H2 here. So that is why it is by default coming in black color. So let us comment this out. So that is why it is preferred to use classes and IDs every time. So we'll use the we will have some a padding of let's say 10 px, okay, and dot categories h2 headed to tsc text align center. So this will come in the center. Now we will have some border of 5p x solid of blue color. Okay, and let us have another property, border radius property of 5p x so here this border radius property will turn this sharpness to a curved ones. Okay, now let us have some font here, font family open sans, because we have already added open sans property here. Now after this, what we will do, dot categories, and here in this dot categories, 1 minute, Oh, sorry, very important call. Okay, so dot categories, and we will target the unordered list. Here, we will give the padding of 0. The entire thing will come towards the left side, and after that, we will use the text decoration or okay, so we will add some more styles here later on. Dot categories UL, inside UL we will use a li. We will use a text decoration to none, list style also to none, and we will have some colors to black, and let us have the color. Okay, and now dot categories anchor tag text decoration none, font black, and what else we can have here? Let us have some. Okay. We will use some padding. Uh, Padding on the bottom side of 20 px, what that spaces have added now, and and mm, 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 let us have some BB border bottom of 2px dotted of black color. So this is how I can say. And let us also dot categories anchor tag HO hover background color will change to green. We will add this for property in headed 2. So as soon as I move my mouse here, see the background color is changed to green. Okay, and let us have the font color change to white. So this is the hover property. So I can say the styling of list is complete here. Now let us see some questions in case anyone have any questions. Okay, no questions here. Now after this, I will hand over this session to my colleague Hari, and Hari will take you through the basics of JavaScript. Okay. Now in this basics of JavaScript, Hari will take you through an entire different world. So let me welcome Hari now. So hi Hari, can you hear me?
Now it is audible. Hello? Yeah, I think now it is audible, right? Some problem with the reshare video. Okay, so that is the problem. No problem. Okay, so if my voice is audible, just give a comment. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay. So today in the next 1 hour, what we're going to see, we're going to discuss about JavaScript. Okay. So let's see what is the curriculum that we're going to cover is. Before getting into the session, I just want to explain that one. Like 1 hour is not enough for JavaScript. Okay. So you have an idea about how the HTML and CSS work, right? So you basically have that idea. So by using that, we're going to see about what is the purpose of using JavaScript in a web development and how JavaScript is more powerful, and what is the main attribute that we need to know about if I want to become a JavaScript developer, or if I want to become a web developer, and what is the language that I want to focus, and all the other things that we're going to focus. Okay, so this gives a clear picture about like why I need to learn JavaScript, because the reason is most of the people when it comes to HTML and CSS, they easily go through and they do some couple of project, and they will be, they will do it in within a couple of days. They can able to do it, right? But when it comes to JavaScript, people stuck there. Like most of the people give up the development journey because of the JavaScript. They feel like I'm not able to understand JavaScript, right? So that's what the scenario like in the real world happens. So here we're going to break it down. So what we're going to do, we're just going to see about what is this JavaScript and what exactly that use it in web development, and how it is working, and what is the future of JavaScript if you become a JavaScript, and if you want to become a full stack developer, what you want to learn, and how the entire internet working, everything that we're going to cover. Okay, so and most probably if we have time, we will practically code it. Okay, so we do some JavaScript practical code, and we will see how JavaScript functionality works and all. Okay, so most probably what we going to do the next 45 minutes. Okay, so the next 45 minutes, what we going to see about, we're going to see about everything that covers we're going to see about everything that covers how the JavaScript entirely working in that. Okay, so let's get started. If you have any that meanwhile, you can give in the comment box. I will come to the stream like Studio, and I will reply to that. Okay, so I will explain it. Okay, so let us see what is web development and all. Okay, see, and this 3 hours of workshop is not that enough to become a good web developer. Okay, so don't confuse with that. I completed this 3 hours of boot camp, and I have the certificate they provided me, so I am a good web developer. No, absolutely not. So this is an idea that how you want to learn, like how everything is working, and how you can kickstart your career towards the next, right? So that is what this exactly 3 hours we are going to do. So you see some of the HTML tags, and you see the CSS functionality and all. That is like compared to like 80% of it, and that is more than enough to create a static website. That is more than enough. But those things, if you're not able to understand, like some people ask, what is this tag do, what is that tag do, like that, right? So if you don't understand, just remember that this lessons gives an idea how it is working. Okay, so this 2 hours gives an idea how it is working. Okay, so when you have a thought like, okay, so we see about this effects and all, let me go and search in internet, like anything comes like that or not. So that gives the further moment. Okay, so it just give an idea of it, how to you become, and this is a get Kickstarter workshop. Okay, so don't confuse with that. Okay, so because 3 hours is not enough, right? So if you want to become a doctor, 4 years we need to spend, like, so if you want to become a developer, is 3 hours is enough, then everyone can do it, right? So this is not that way. So here it's for you to kickstart your career towards the web development. Okay, so let us give us some of the clarity when it comes to web development. Like we have web apps, right? What is web apps? Nothing but websites. Let us consider websites, and we have web apps. So what is the difference between websites and web apps? Website is nothing but like we are creating some of the static website, like a blog post or like something like that. And web app is something that progressive works has been done, like it's going to be an e-commerce app, and so much of functionality that has been added, like so much of things is there, right? So that is going to be the web apps. Okay, so that is going to be the web apps. Okay, so nothing simple right now, everything is going to be website. Okay, so don't confuse that. Okay, so for creating a website, that we know, like we have two categories. One is going to be the front end, and another one is going to be the back end. So why we are seeing from basics, because we need to identify what is the purpose of JavaScript and where it is using and everything, right? So that is what we need to understand. So here you can see, if you want to build a website, then you need to you need to probably work with two categories. That is going to be the front end, and another one is going to be the back end. Let us see how practical example what is front end means. Okay, so what is the front end means? Front end is nothing but client side work. It is nothing but client side work. So what we can say when it's come to client side work, what is client? We will discuss that. And when it comes to back end, this is going to be server side work. Let's see what is server and what is the work is going to be. For example, we are going to take an example. I just going to create an app for an YouTuber, a content creator. They have some of the products to sell or the service to sell, like they are a content coach, like that. They are like that, and I want to create a personal portfolio app for them. Okay, so when it comes to front end, what is the work that we need? Front end is nothing but, here you can see client side. So who is the client? First question is, who is the client and what is meant by client side work? For example, I am a client. Live key WhatsApp link has been sent. Okay, so in WhatsApp is there, like if you are in WhatsApp group, in a group we have been sent the live link. Okay, so what is going to be front end? For example, I am the client. So what is the client? I am a client and you are a client. Why we are saying that? Because I'm using some platform, right? What is the platform I'm using? I'm using right now using the Restream platform, and you are YouTube to see the stream, right? So the person, the end user who is using the particular website, the particular web app, the person is going to be the client. Okay, so that particular person is going to be the client. So who is the client? Nothing but the customer who is visiting the website. Like, so we are building a, this work is something based on this, on the purpose. So what is that means? It will, and it will comes under the UI. What is meant by UI? User interface. So the front end work handles the user interface. So what user interface, how the back. So that is that. For example, if I go by Restream, you can see here dashboard is there, and here you can see my stream is there, and my has to come here left or right, like that, and your chats are visible here, and the buttons are here, and chat box, private chat box is here, and my end sharing. So like that, so much of things, right? So you can alignment, layout, and where everything should look like, and what are the options comes there. So this is called as user interface. So how the apps look like? So if you are using YouTube, you can see something like we can see the nav bar, and you can see the, we can see the search box, and we can see the logo of it, and we can see the subscriber, right? And you can see able to videos, right? So this is how the YouTube UI works, right? It is how the YouTube UI works. So exactly this is going to be the front end work. Okay, so this is going to be the front end work. So how the front end developer, how they are creating it, how the front end developer, how they are creating it. For example, we have how the process, entire processes takes place. Means, for example, there is an YouTuber guy is there, and he want to build an website. He want to build an website. Okay, so what is going to happen? First, it will be handed to UI UX design. So what is the UI UX designer? The UI UX designer is nothing but, like, they are like they are, what will do, they use some of the tools, and what, like Figma, Adobe XD, they will use the tools, and they will create and sample website that's in the format like an image. Okay, so they will create the image, how the website should, like, they will create it in an image format, right? They will do some of the drag and drop, they will get some of the images, nav bars, and they how many pixels the button should be, and what is the color should be, what is the style that we need to use, what is the font that we want to use. Like that, everything is done by whom? UI UX designer. And this is in the format of JB, like they have in a fig file, which means it is nothing but a photocopy. Okay, so then this photocopy is, if they will go to the client and they will ask for the permission whether this website is good, we can further proceed. If the person is saying, like the customer who is want to build the website, he is saying yes sir, it is pretty good, and you can further proceed, then what we will do, it's go for the front end developer. So what is the front end developer will do? The front end developer code it. So what is that? So for example, here he have the image of the website, right? So entire blueprint of the website. What here we will do, here the front end developer code it by using HTML and CSS. And what he will do, he will convert the entire website, that the website should be understandable by the browser. What is the browser? Like now we are using Chrome, Firefox, Safari, like that. So those browser need to understand this is just a picture, right? So I need to code by using HTML and CSS, and I need to come up with this exact design, layout, alignment that the browser understand, and it will create exactly the same. But it is just an image, but this is a web. This is a website, right? So this is how the front-end developer came. Okay, so I'm just explaining the basics process. Okay, so what next happens means, next it will be handed to back-end developer. In sometimes first the back-end developer work, and then it comes to front-end developer. In sometimes when it comes to custom softwares like that, in sometimes it works like that. Okay, so but basically right now understand it. So it's go for UI designer, and we have the image of the website, and we will convert the image by using HTML and CSS. We will code it, and we will say this is the button, and the pixel should be that, and the image should be that. Like that we will code it, and after that we convert it to the front end and go for the back end. So in the back end, what is do? This has the logical work of the web. So what is the logical work? For example, what is the purpose the person want to build a website? For example, this person want to build a website, like he need to collect the email ID from the viewers. So he need to send a newsletter. So through the newsletter he want to promote an affiliate marketing, like that, any business purpose, right? So we have it. Or otherwise, like he has some services, and like he has some of the payment page. So like he's selling some products, so the product page is there, or courses, something like that, and he have the payment page, and the payment page should transfer the money from your wallet to other wallet. So there's so much of things is there, like, so those things are handled by the backend developer. So basically the business work, the logical work, so those are handled by the backend developer. So how it is working, for example, how it is working means, if I made any interaction, if I made like if I want to buy if let us consider I have a course, if I want to buy that, if I click it means what happened, a request will be sent. How can I identify if something has happened or not? You can see in the URL. Like if you go and see in this URL, you can see this is the URL page where you can see whether any request has been sent or not. Okay, so request is nothing but I'm asking to the browser, I'm asking to the website, like I need to buy the course, please head over to what I need to do next, right? So I'm clicking that, and what happened, the request has been sent. So who will take care of this? A server is there. Okay, the server is there, and the server take the request and go for the database. What is the database? Database is the, let us consider it is going to be the storage unit, like a Google. Okay, so where all the data has been stored. If I click this button, it will go here and it will search for whether the data is available or not. If he finds the data, then what happened, this send a response to the front end. So the server hand the response to, right? So right now let us consider, if you are going to Google, if you are going for Google and you are searching for something, right? So what is happening, for example, I'm searching for TWT, right? So what is going to happen, this request is taken by the server. This is a request, I'm asking the Google server to do that, and it is go for the database, and it will scan the entire database and look for to find match with the TWT. Once the match is found, then what happened, the response is sent to the user, and here the server is there, and here the response is sent, right? The server take the response and it will be sent here, and based on the result it will be display the answer to us, right? So this is actually the backend, so the logic behind it. Okay, so what is going to be the front end, how the response should look like? So like it should be look like a decent padding and margin, it should be in 12 pixel, like 300 pixel height, 80% width, like that. The border should be gray, like that we are saying now. So that is going to be the front end part. Okay, so this is actually happening it. Okay, so let us discuss in the real world, where like if we go for a website, and we will discuss that. For example, if I go for a website that is named as Scribble. Okay, so this is a website for UI UX designer, where the UI UX designer posts their graphics works, design works, and everything. Okay, so basically the UI work, like it's a social media for do them. Okay, so let us consider, you can see that there is a navbar is there, and this user interface is created by the front end developer. And what is going to be the back end developer work? You can see sign up with the email. right? Some authentication, it is asking for some authentication. Who is doing that? A backend developer. You can see that if I click this in the URL, some changes will be happen, right? If I click it, you can see it is go for sign up, and it is go for new page, right? And a new page is website. And another thing, you can see it, the pages get reload once I make an interaction. Like here you can see sign in. If I click this, you can see the page will get reloaded. What is happening here? Because it is takes some time, right? So it is handles the request, and it go for database, and it will look for the response, and it will sending here. So what is happening here? It is the time consuming process. So that fraction second, that the seconds that needed to do the work, right? So that is going to be backend work. Right now, just understand that only. So right now we know what is front end and what is back end, right? So this handles the UI, this handles the logic of it, right? So if right now, just understand that if some backend work is happening, the pages get reloaded. Right now, just like that, understand there is a lot more behind that. But the server or the database is some work is happening with the server and database, the pages get reloaded. That is the one you need to understand here. Let us see what is JavaScript. Right now, just consider, let us consider you have a website something like this. You have a website like something like this. Let's see with HTML and CSS and backend whether this website is created or not. Okay, so we are going to check it. So I want to create a nav bar. I can able to do it, right? So I can able to do it with the HTML and CSS itself. And you can see if I hover the letters, you can see a decent div is open, and it is giving some of the drop downs. If it is possible with CSS, yes, of course, we have the hover effect and we can able to do it, right? We have the hover effect and we can able to do it. So this is how everything will be working here. And you can see like if I scroll down and if I make any interaction, for example, if I click this, the page will get reloaded. That is backend, right? And now you can see that something in the background is here, the animation is hovering, right? If I click the animation, you can see the page, it is changed. That is not a problem, but you can see the page is not get reloaded. And you can notice that the animation of the background is also changed. And you can notice that the animation of the background is also changed, and also the letters here also changed. Here you can see trending animation, motion, graphics, and 3D design is like that. And if I click the branding, you can see trending branding, design, and identity is there, right? And you can notice that the page is not reloaded, which means something associated with the backend. I'm not dealing with the server and database. It is not that, right? So if I'm making some interaction, but it is not something that interacts with the backend. In front end something is doing. If it is not backend, then it's going to be front end, right? So in something is there, and that is changing my h1 and also the background of my image. And you can notice that here we have some drop down is we can able to create by CSS itself, right? So if I hover show it, like we can able to do it. But here you can see something is there, popular. If I click this, you can see opening how it is created. And you can no reloading is there, means no backend. If I'm clicking here, it is again coming. How it is happening? This is, I'm making an interaction, but the page is not something that connect with backend, right? And also you can see the filter. If I click the filter, you can see we have the filter option. If I click again, it will just display it, and it just fade in, fade out some animations, right? So it is happening. And you can see this is, we can able to create with flexbox or gridbox, we can able to create. And if I click this, you can see that it will create a new UI for my dribble, right? So, and you can see that we have like button, shave button, and is there, it can be able to scroll, and it has so much of option. And you can see the into mark is there. If I click this, and it will just hidden, it is just went off. And you can see that nothing here, lot of interactions, right? So I done a lot of interaction, I done a couple of interaction, but not associated with backend. Why I'm saying it is not associated, then the page is reloaded. That's the only concept right now we see, right? If it is associated, then the page must be reloaded, because it's a time consuming process. The server need to go and come, but it is not doing. How exactly? So what is it doing here? What is this doing here? So the JavaScript is doing here. So the JavaScript is responsible. It is called as client-side scripting language. You hear it right. It is a scripting language, not a programming language. But now we can call JavaScript as a programming language also. I will come to the point next. So it is called as client-side scripting language. So what is mean by that? We know what is client is. Client is nothing but the front end. We are working client-side part UI, right? So for that, we have a scripting language. The scripting language is nothing but like we wrote code for the user interface, which means the JavaScript speak with the browser. What are the browser? We have so much of, right? Google, Safari, like that. They speak with the browser. Hey, buddy, you need to do that, do this, like that. It just speak with the browser and it will make the changes. It's not something that associated with the backend. Okay, so JavaScript right now we are not going to see about what is backend at all. Backend is simple: server, database, and a programming language to speak with the server and database. So JavaScript, when it is introduced in 1995, the person Brendan Eich is the person, right? Sorry, right, just a minute, I have the power cut again. Okay, so sorry for that. Okay, so the person who named JavaScript, who created JavaScript, is Brendan Eich. So he introduced the JavaScript as a client-side scripting language. So what is mean by that? So basically a language is there. So before 1995, programming languages are there. It just speaks with the server and the database, and it will send response, all these things. So he come up with an idea. So we want to create a language, but that should be associated with the front end, which means it speaks with the browser to make the interactions much faster. Let us just consider, like, if I have a trouble, right? If I click this button, the pages get reloaded. It takes some couple of like 2 millisecond, 20 millisecond, 30 millisecond, right? It's very less time, but it is annoying, right? So every time I need to go for the server and come. No, that is not a great way, right? So it also slows down the page. It's also slow down the page. If there is a problem in the server, like if you have a problem in the internet, servers, anything, it is going to affect the speed of the web page, right? But JavaScript is introduced exactly the word speed, right? So user need to make some interaction, but that interaction is not logic of the website. Then it should be the browsers, like he need to want more information, or he need to go for some other some effects, some animation, some interactivity given that particular website. We having the JavaScript. So basically JavaScript is a client-side scripting language. It speaks with the browser and it will do whatever things it want to do. So what exactly JavaScript is doing? Nothing. It is just simply manipulating HTML and CSS. It is changing the HTML and CSS. What does that mean? It is changing. You can see someone clicks this JavaScript telling to the browser, hey, if someone clicks this Illustrator, you need to H1. This is nothing but an H1 tag, right? So you need to change the H1 and you need to change the background of it, right? So if background, that is a property of CSS. So we are changing that. When I say H1, that is a tag in HTML, right? So we are changing that. When someone clicks the mobile, change the H1 and background. You can see mobile design for H1 and you can see the background, the images change, right? So basically it is telling to the browser, hey, go to the document, which means the HTML and CSS. I want to change the background property. I want to change the font. I want to change the width. I want to change the height. I want to remove element. I want to add an element from an HTML. When I just want to do this, I want to append an element, right? I want to change the color of an element. I want to change the background of it. A good example where we can a theme toggler, like if you click the button, it is changed to black, which means the dark mode. And if you click the button again, it is changed to light. How it is happening? Simple. If someone clicks this button, the JavaScript speak to the browser, hey, the person has clicked the button. Can you change the CSS property background color to black? And if the person again clicks it, here the person clicks here. So now you can see change the background color to white, which means you need to change the background color to black and the color to white. And you need to change the background color to white and the color to black, something like that. Anything, we can able to do it. Okay, so when it comes to JavaScript, it is nothing but it is a scripting language introduced in 1995 by the person called Brendan Eich, and it is introduced for the browser called as Netscape. Okay, so usually this is used for manipulating HTML and CSS. Something I need to change when interaction is someone clicks this button. So there is a button is called submit. If the button is clicked, I need to change the button to success, like that. I need to do it. So how we can do it? We can do with the JavaScript. That is what it has been introduced. Okay, but how it is working? Like how the browser is understanding this JavaScript, right? So there is any other front-end scripting language is there? No. JavaScript is the only scripting language that is available, and you may hear Python right now introduced to speak with the browser, right? So they are right. In 1995, a language is still there, and he is the master for front end. Okay, so he is the only language that is for front end. So that is why it is called as the language of webs. Okay, so this is why it is called as language of website. And you can see more than 95% of the website all over the world using JavaScript to do their works. Okay, so that's it fine. And let us understand how it is working, right? How the person, how it is working with the browsers and all. Okay, so let's see, there is a browser is there. Browser. So what is a browser? We know Google, Safari, Mozilla Firefox, these are the browsers, right? So, and you have a doubt, like browsers understand ones and tens, like you know that computer understands only the binary code, right? It will understand zeros and ones, that it will just understand that only, right? So what is exactly JavaScript is? JavaScript is but a file. We are writing in a file, right? So we are using in Word, and they use Notepad. Right now we are using Visual Studio Code Editor, IDE, to perform JavaScript. It is nothing but a file with the JS extension. That's it, right? So this JS file, how it is written? It is written with some English words, like native English. Like we write code, we say something like const, let, for, functions, loops, like so much, right? So we will write it in a native English word, like let A is equal to 10, B is equal to 12, like that we will say, right? It is a file that contains some native English. But browsers, the computers understand only zeros and ones. So what, how this is communicating, how the JavaScript is communicating to the browser and saying, like someone clicks this, you need to change that, someone mouse over it, you need that, someone double click it, you need to do it, like that. How JavaScript is how JavaScript is working, how is understanding, the browser is understanding that. So there is something called as engine is there. What is the engine? JS engine. Yes, you heard it right. Every browser, if it is Google, they have a separate JavaScript engine in their browser. And for Mozilla Firefox, they have a separate JavaScript engine in their browser. And for Safari, they have a separate JavaScript engine in their browser. Means these engines are the translator. What basically these do? They will take the file and they will parse it. They will go for several steps and procedure. They will transpile and compile and do both and so much of things. And what it will do at the end, it will send the browser to the bytecode. So what is bytecode? It is a low level language that the browser should understand, right? So the browser is able to understand it. This engine because of this engine only, the browser is capable to do it, right? It is able to change that. It is able to change the browser manipulation, and it is understanding that, right? So this is what exactly happened. And now you have a doubt, like who created this engine first? Yes, of course, the person who created JavaScript, he created that. Who is that? Brendan Eich. He created that. The reason for it, because he want to create a programming language that should be run in the front end, which means he need to test it out, right? So it is working in the browsers perfectly or not, right? So he the person like created the first JavaScript engine and also the JavaScript. The person name is Brendan Eich, right? So he is created. And what exactly this is do? We have JavaScript, and each browser, if it is Google, it has separate JavaScript engine, and if it is Firefox, it has separate JavaScript engine. And what it is doing, it is translating the JavaScript code to the browser readable, understandable code, and it will be working and it will be manipulating it. But here's not that. Here we have a problem. The reason is we have a separate engine, right? So when it comes to Google, we have something called as V8. They named the engine name as V8. And we have Firefox. We have something called as SpiderMonkey. We have the SpiderMonkey website. And when it comes to Nitro, like Nitro is the engine name, and Safari is going to be the name of it, right? So Safari is going to be the browser name, right? So each of them has a separate engine, right? So what is the problem with it, right? So we have a doubt. What is the problem with it? The reason is, just think about this. This engine is created by Google developer, and this engine is created by Firefox developers, and this engine is created by Safari developers, right? So even though the files are going to be same, it is going through different of translator, which means there is a possibility of working different. This JavaScript, some of the code, it will be work different in Google, and it will be work different in Firefox, it will be work different in Nitro. So in that cases, what we need to do, we need to create a separate JavaScript file for Google, we need to create a separate JavaScript file for Firefox. If I do that, it is possible? No, because the market of browser is big, right? We have Brave, we have Edge, we have Internet Explorer, we have so much of things, right? So coming newer is coming, already is there, Opera Money, so much of things is there. And what if I want to run every JavaScript, I need, it is possible for one website, I'm coding for JavaScript all the website, it is not possible, right? The reason for it, because it is a different guide, this guide is different, this guide different, this guide is different. Even though they are going to read the same code, they are reading it in a different way, and they will, and the code will work in differently in each and every browsers. So how can I solve the problem, right? How can I solve the problem? We can solve the problem. There is something called as 𝐏𝐽𝐽𝐜𝐿. So what is this 𝐏𝐽𝐽𝐽𝐜 script? Is nothing but a governing body, which means it is the head. Okay, let us consider it is the head, and it tells the browser, it tells the browser developers to how the browser should run JavaScript code, which means the basically the rules and regulation for the browser, rules and regulation for JavaScript, how it should run in the browser, it should be there. So here the 𝐏𝐽𝐽𝐽𝐜 is the governing body. It tells that the browser in JavaScript, it should be work like that, we have a hit. So now what happened, 𝐏𝐽𝐽𝐽𝐜 is there, he tells the rules and regulation. So based on that rules and regulation only, each of the engine is going to create. The V8 engine, Google developers going to create based on this rules and regulation. Firefox developer going to create based on this rules and regulation. And Safari is going to create based on this rules and regulation, right? All the browser accept the rules and regulation. So those engines are going to create based on the rules and regulation, which means now we have solved the problem. So we can use a single JavaScript file, and it is going to run exactly the same in Google, and also the Firefox, and also the Nitro, and whatever the website we have. Okay, so but the one thing we need to notice it, 𝐼𝐾𝐽𝐽 is updatable. Everything in IT is updatable, right? So 𝐼𝐾𝐽𝐽 has newer version and all. So once the 𝐼𝐾𝐽𝐽 introduce a newer version, the engine, the Google, Mozilla Firefox, all the browsers should update their engine based on the rules and regulation. That is why the word comes ES6. What is this ES6? ES6 is nothing but 𝐼𝐾𝐽𝐽𝐽 modern JavaScript, which means nothing but 𝐼𝐾𝐽𝐽 version 6. So this is the 6th version. So where even though we have ES7, ES8, like that, we have so much of version updations happen. But why we are calling ES6 as the most updated version means, because in the 2015 this version has been introduced. In this version only lot of updation has been happened. So much of method has been introduced, and so much of functionality, syntactics has been introduced. So that is why this is called as ES6, and this is called as modern JavaScript. So probably if you go through some of the JavaScript topics, you will hear the word 𝐼𝐾𝐽𝐽 and ES6. Okay, so now ES6 is right. We have some syntax in ES6. Based on the syntax only, all the browsers should run their code. So JavaScript will be working there. The website, the browsers like Internet Explorer and something others, right? So they are not updated to ES6. So ES6 features are not work in this browser. Okay, so the persons who are not updating the version according to the ES6, they are going to be out of game. And you can see who is using Internet Explorer, right? The second attendance form will be sent to at the right time, and I don't know the time. Okay, so exactly maybe you will get it within 15 minutes or 20 minutes, but I don't know the time. Okay, so this is what exactly happens when it comes to 𝐼𝐾𝐽𝐽𝐽. Okay, so let us sum up with what we have. JavaScript is there, and JavaScript is a scripting language, and we have 𝐼𝐾𝐽𝐽. It is the governing rules and regulation. It will be tell that, and based on the rules and regulation only it will be run. It was introduced in 1995 by the person called Brendan Eich. He introduced it for Netscape, and he was the one who introduced the first JavaScript engine, and that engine is nothing but SpiderMonkey. Yes, of course, SpiderMonkey is now used browser using this. Okay, so that's all about this. So this is how JavaScript is working. This is how we have an engine to translate, and it will be working it, and that engine is built by the browsers, and those browsers are using the standards of 𝐏𝐚𝐫 rules and regulation. That is why everything's work fine. And even though it is follows 99% only, we can able to guarantee it. Some 1%, some browsers still some browsers not able to update the to the ES6 standard, so they are going to out business. Okay, so that is going to be happen. So we see about what is JavaScript. Yes, it is going to use for manipulating HTML and CSS. And second one, how it is working. It is working by using this, like by using the browsers, engines, all those things. Okay, so without that, JavaScript is not going to do. Okay, let us comes to know like why I need to learn JavaScript. JavaScript is just nothing but I need to manipulate for creating drop down menu, creating some effects in website. That is JavaScript. That is the reason they are giving so much of hype. No, right? So it is when it is introduced in HTML like 1995, it is used to HTML and CSS to manipulate HTML and CSS, right? So it is introduced only for the front end purpose. And in this front end, we have so much of right now we have only vanilla JavaScript. What is meant by vanilla JavaScript is nothing but the pure JavaScript. Okay, so in that time we have only vanilla JavaScript. That is a little bit tough to like code and all. And after that, what happened? They introduced jQuery, Bootstrap, and what they are going to be the libraries and frameworks for using front end for building front end apps. Okay, so we can use it, and they simplify the vanilla JavaScript and all. And this is also now they are not in the trend. So what right now we have so much of libraries and frameworks that is called as React, Angular, and Vue. And you can hear this the name, and this is going to very easily we can able to create this front end framework. So that is how front end, when it comes to front end development, JavaScript is going to be the key. Okay, so because it is introduced, it is meant for that, it is built for that, right? So it is going to be the king. And these React is right now having the high demanding all other things. Okay, so it has high job demanding because it is very flexible and we can able to use wherever we want, like the development things on top. Okay, so when 1995 introduced for front end, but now it is completely different, right? So now we can able to use JavaScript in backend too. Yeah, here you heard it right. We can able to use the JavaScript to speak with the server and database. Yes, of course, by use of Node.js. So what is Node.js? It is nothing but it is a runtime environment. Don't get deep into this runtime environment and all. So the person named Ryan Dahl created this Node.js. So he used the V8 engine. We see the Google, right? So he used the V8 engine and wrapped it with C++, and he introduced something called as Node.js. And by using Node.js, right now we can able to communicate with the server and the database, which means now I can able to create by using JavaScript. I can able to create the backend too. Then why I want to learn any other programming language? So if you want to start a programming language that is going to help you in front end and also in back end, then what is the reason I want to learn any other programming languages out there for backend, right? There is no reason, right? So some specific, so you want to get started, JavaScript is a good programming language when it comes to web development, right? So afterward you want to update for somehow for your company or some reason, you can update it. But for getting started, JavaScript is going to be the best language. Just the reason is by learning single language, we can able to create the full stack development. What is full stack? The person who able to do the front end and who able to do the back end developer, he is called as full stack developer. So if you want to learn a full stack development, you need to know about what is front end and what is back end. Right now we have JavaScript and we know till frameworks, and just we are going to learn the Node.js, and we're going to understand how we need to work with the C++ and right. And that is the reason for becoming a full stack developer with a single programming language. That is the reason it is been popular. No. So we have something called as Web3. Like most of you heard about like blockchain, crypto, so much of things right now it is dropping and all. And people saying that it is going to be the future of the internet, so much of things. It is the Web3, which means right now we are using Web2, right? So decentralized platform. You can see so much of events are happening here, right? So that is created by JavaScript. We can able to create by using JavaScript. We can able to do that, right? And also, if you want to learn VR, AR, what is meant by that? What is meant by that VR, AR? What is that? I think you heard about the word metaverse, right? So the person Facebook founder has been introduced to that Meta, right? So that is what virtual reality, augmented reality. We can able to do it. We can able to do it in an awesome website by using VR and R. Of course, by learning JavaScript, there are so much of libraries is to create virtual reality and augmented reality. You can able to do that, right? Of course. And if you want to learn ML, something like that, we have TensorFlow, so much of things. JavaScript is putting his hand in the field of machine learning too. And you want to learn robotics, yes, of course, you can able to, by using JavaScript, you can just go through it. And if you want to learn so much of things, there are so much of things is that I can list it out as like drone programming, right? We have programming and so much of things is there. Just a minute. Sorry for that. Okay, so this is how the single programming language. If you want to right now, if you learn this is in the trending jobs. And if you want to secure your future, just think about drone, robotics. That's our side part. VR, AR, Web3. If it is going to be the future, then this is going to be that, right? A single programming language, it can capable to anything. It is capable to anything. That is going to be JavaScript. That is the reason you need to learn JavaScript. So right now, what is the technology that is in trend is we have React.js, right? We have React.js that is for front end. It has huge job openings. You can use it. Number one. And number two is mirror stack development. So we have so much of stacks that we right now we have available, right? Mirror stack, mean stack, nothing but the combination of technology that is called a stacks. Okay, so mirror stack is fully about JavaScript. If you learn JavaScript, for front end we are using React, and for back end we are using Node.js and Express, and for database we are using MongoDB. That is called as mirror, MERN. MongoDB, Express, React, Node.js. That is called as mirror. Okay, so by using JavaScript you can able to learn these things. Okay, so that is why that is the reason it is needed. Okay, so fine. So let us do. So this is all about the practical coding and all, and this is what do. Let us do some code, but don't mind like if right now we are just going to code it now. We are going to do some code, and don't try to understand that code. Just understand how it is working, right? Just okay. So by using JavaScript, I can able to do this. That understanding is enough. Okay, because JavaScript you need to learn more. Okay, for that only we're going to give an example. Okay, so right now what we're going to do, we can create an HTML. Okay, so that should change how it is changing. Like if I click this, you can see the H1 is getting changed, right? So how can I do that? And if I clicking this, two things happening. One is what happened, this is get changed, and another thing is the background is also changed. How can I do that? How can I do with JavaScript? That is what we're going to see. It is going to be a very simple example, and that is only for understanding. Don't try to like I don't know what you are writing. Don't try to understand the code. Just understand the functionality. That is fine. Okay, because learning the basic syntax and all, you can learn it. Okay, so after writing the code, I will say what is the essential thing that follow and what are the things that you need to follow in our channel that is freely available. You can use it. Okay, I'll tell you that. Let us create. Right now I have a folder. Just opening this folder. Okay, so don't worry, I will explain from scratch. Okay, let us see. We have a HTML tag. HTML is there, and we have a HTML file is there, and inside the HTML file we have H1 is going to be word, and you can see we have head. Okay, that is the ID of the H1. That is the ID of the H1, and we have the link that is going to be the style sheet, and we have linking that CSS externally. Okay, so also we going to have what is the link that we have? We have app.js. Okay, we have app.js, and inside that we remove everything. Okay, right now let us consider nothing is there. Okay, let's consider like this. Okay, again power off. So good. Okay, so power is went off. Okay, so just now you can see this is going to be the HTML file, and we have the CSS file. I'm using the live server. Open with the live server, and here we're going to see this is going to be the file that we have, right? So I added some of the style to it. Some of the style to it to look a little bit clean. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, so here you can see in this style only we having. Okay, so let us see, for example, the JavaScript is going to, let us compare JavaScript with the CSS. Okay, so let us see how we do the CSS. We will first, what we will do, we will add the tag and we will give the style, right? So we will tell that which element that I need to style. For example, here I give the number sign and hit, which means there is something called as ID is there, and I need to grab that ID and I need to give, I'm going to style that ID. So here inside that we have the property and we have the value. So this is called as declarations in CSS, which we give the property and value and how it's going to change. Okay, so this is going to be the property of it and this is going to be the value of it. Okay, so here I'm saying text element is going to be center. Instead of center, I just say right. So I say and we go here, it is going to change it to right. And if you go for left, or by default it is in left only, I am saying center. Oh, it's come to center. And color is going to be blue violet. Instead of that we say green, and it is going to change to green. Okay, so this is how the CSS will work. Let's see how the JavaScript work. So JavaScript is going to exactly work like CSS. First, what we need to do, we need to grab that element. So how can we grab that element? So for that we need to know what is DOM. So what is DOM? DOM is nothing but it is an object. Okay, so right now don't try to understand JavaScript. Okay? So we're going to create a code and we're going to see how it is working practically. Okay, so I just explain it. Don't try to understand this code. Again, I'm repeating, don't try to understand this code. Just remember how we can able to do by, if I learn JavaScript, I can able to do this. That is fine. Okay, so here I just say head DOM, and just simply DOM is nothing but DOM is give access to this HTML element. Okay, by using DOM we can able to access it. And how to link the JavaScript file with HTML, you can see I added a script and src tag, and in this src we added a JavaScript file, right? So that is how you need to add the JavaScript file. So you need to add it in the bottom body of it. Okay, so that is what you need to do. And here what I'm going to do, first I need to grab the element which I need to change. So here what element I need to grab, this one. Okay, so in CSS how we get the element, we can get element by using the tag, class and ID. The same like that, here what we do, we will get the element by their ID. So we have tag and we have ID, so I'm going to grab the element by their ID. So here I just say get element by ID. So this is the method to grab an element by their ID. So here I just going to say head. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do, what I did means, like I grab the element and I stored it in a variable that is head. Okay, it is nothing but, here you can see this element, I am grabbed that element and I stored it in that I want a place to store it. Okay, so that's why I stored it in a variable here. So if some people know about basic programming, some people even know nothing about the programming language, so that is why I'm explaining this kind of it. Okay, so how can I check it whether the element is successfully stored or not? So we have something called as console.log. What is this will do? This will give access to something called console. If you right click and inspect in your browser, you can able to see the web tools. So these are called as web tools, and this web tools element is basically used for see our HTML, what are the elements we have in the document. Here you can see we have the body, and inside the body we have our hello world. Like we can able to see that, and also in the side of it you can see we have the CSS for it, right? Right now we given the CSS for the hello world, right? So right now we can able to give it. If I give it, you can see we have the color, which color I given, all those things. And if you come left of it, you can right of it, you can see the console. So what is the console? Console is a place where all our errors and some debugging, all those things we will do. Okay, so we can able to access this console by using a method called console.log. What is the method we can use? We are using the method called console.log. We can able to access it. Okay, so how we can able to access means whatever we are giving inside this console, it will be displayed here. For example, here I just give my name, and here you can see it is displayed here. Okay, so what inside this, it is displayed here. So what I will do, get an element and just store it in a variable, right? I just going to log it and I just going whether it is successfully stored or not. Our entire HTML is grabbed, right? So if I call for the head, you can see the entire HTML is grabbed. Okay, so that is what happening. Next, what I going to do now, I need to change the background color of it. How can I do that? So first you need to give the head. So what is the head? Head is nothing but the stored element. We have the stored element, right? That is going to be the head. How we are having some of the property, right? We know we have some of the property to change the element, to give a style for an element, right? Like that, we have some of the property to change. So for example, if I need to change the hello world, how can I do it? So we have a property called index, inner HTML. So by using this inner HTML, what it is going to do, it is going to the wordings inside an element. So for example, right now we have the h1, and right now I say, instead of hello world, welcome to something like this. Okay, I will say something like this and I will save it. You can see welcome to VS Code. It is changed, and this is the exactly the same thing we see in the triple, right? So go for the website. If someone clicks this, the inner HTML is changed, right? So this is the action that we have discussed in the website has been used. So how I can use it? First of all, someone clicks this, I need to change it. How I can do it? For example, we can create a button. And inside the button I just say change is going to be the inner HTML, and you can see the inner here is there, and here we can give an event. So if you give an on, you can see what are the event that we can give. We have on click, on there, can play, so much of things. So what is the event? Event is what is the interaction that happens, what I want. So on click is nothing but if someone clicks the button, what should happen. So here I say what this event will takes, mean it will takes a function. Okay, so function is nothing but a code, it will run it. So here I will do it. I will creating a function change. Okay, so in the name of change, I am creating a function, and I just going to write a code here for change. So I'm creating a function change, and the function will run when someone calls it. Here you can see I just say console.log hello. So again I'm repeating, don't try to understand the code. Just understand how JavaScript is changing it. Okay, so that is fine. Okay, so what I say, if someone clicks this, you need to call the function. A function will run when someone calls it. So if I click the button, the function will get executed, and if the function is executed, you can see in the console it is going to display hello. So if I clicking the button, you can see it is displaying hello. Like you can see the time, how many times it is displaying, right? So we can able to display it. So instead of that, what I can say, instead of that, if someone clicks the button, you need to change the inner HTML like this, we can say. So I just cut it off, and I just paste it. So right now function will run only someone calls it. So if someone clicks it, the function is going to run. So if we save it, you can see the hello world is there. So unless this function is called, this code will not going to execute. So when the function is called, someone clicks this. So now we are correlating everything. If I click this button, you can see it is changing. This is the exactly same thing what happens in the triple. You can go for the triple, and you can, if I click the branding, you can see this word is changing, but with certain delay. We can animation and all. You can see mobile design for iOS and tablet, right? If I click the illustration, you can see trending, illustration, line art, and sketch. Exactly same thing. Exactly same thing is happening here. If I click this, you can see welcome to VS Code, right? It is changing. The same thing. You click you can see the background color is also changing. We can able to do this property is changed to inner HTML, and we have some other property. We have head.style to change the whatever we need to, like CSS property. We have background color. I just background color right now, you can see it is in green color. I need to change this to blue color. After I save it, if I click this, you can see it is changed to blue, and also it is changed to welcome to VS Code, right? So two things happens at single time. If I click, you can see it will changes, and with certain delay. Okay, so that is what happening. Happening. Okay, so this is all about JavaScript, and don't try to understand the code, and this will be fine. Okay, so because it is just going to be in 45 minutes, we are not able to cover every JavaScript at all. And if you want to learn JavaScript more, I have 10, like for 8 days we have taken beginner to advanced JavaScript course. Okay, you can use it, and I will send the I will send you the second attendance form in the link. Okay, so you can get there. Okay, so just wait for 1 minute. I will send it from my mobile. Okay, I will send the attendance form link. You can get it. Okay, if you have any other doubts, you can ask here. And I think the attendance form has been centered, and maybe it is not clickable. But what you can do, you can just copy and paste it in the browser. The attendance form will open. Okay, so you can use it. I think. You can use it. Just copy and paste it, and you can use it. Okay, how the certificate will be received? The certificate, like when it says certificate, is going to be an attendance certificate. Okay, so you will receive it in email. You will receive it in email within Monday. Okay, Monday evening. We wait before Monday. Okay, so you will get that. Okay, just a partition certificate. So be aware of that. Okay, so don't give much focus on your certification. Fine. Is there any other doubt? If you don't have any other doubts, means we can wind up the session. No problem there. Okay, so this is an introduction part for JavaScript. Okay, so this is a very introduction part for the JavaScript. And if you want to learn JavaScript, there are several workshop has been done. And the past 2 weeks, I have been taken the 1 hour every day 1 hour JavaScript workshop. You can use that workshops to learn much more in JavaScript. And next month we are going to conduct again JavaScript workshop. You can use it that too. Okay, so yeah, fine. If the attendance is done, then you will probably receive an email from our side, and we will tell to the WhatsApp group. Once the attendance has been sent, we will indicate you in the WhatsApp group, and then we will you can see your email, you will get the attendance. Okay, probably you need to fill all the 2 attendance. That is what. Okay, sir, we can watch again, sir. Yes, of course you can watch again. This is going to be in the YouTube channel only. You can watch it again. Okay, only the attendance form will not get. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so and everything will be there only. Okay, you can get it there. Okay, fine. Okay, so if attendance form is filled, just give with a comment if attendance form is filled, means we can wind up the section. Okay. Like we will see tomorrow 8:30. You will get notification. There are so much of workshops is conducting the classes lively. You can see that. So see you. Thank you so much, guys, for attending the workshops. The meeting will be ended in 6 o'clock. If you have any doubts, you can ask it. Okay. And make sure if you feel this contents are worthy and you like it, just give a like and subscribe for the channel. That will be helpful for us to grow. Okay. So please do that. And thank you so much. Thank you for all, Mamta, Taya, Ali, and Roy. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, so you will receive your attendance form probably at the before Monday evening. You will get it. Okay, so we will indicate you in the WhatsApp group which you are belong to, and if you are not in the WhatsApp group, then probably the attendance you can check it. Okay, what is the difference between TypeScript and JavaScript? JavaScript is like TypeScript is going to superset of it. Like if you know Java and C++, they are going to be statically typed, right? So JavaScript is not like that. They are loosely built one. So here we will don't tell the what variable, like I'm using a string, I'm using a number, we don't tell them. Okay, so TypeScript is going to be a superset of it. So which means we can make the JavaScript TypeScript. We can make the JavaScript statically one. Okay, so it will avoid the errors. Okay, so we can tell to JavaScript, okay, I want an integer, I want a number, like that. Okay, so likewise we can able to do it. Probably my current, I get the current. Okay, so likewise TypeScript is nothing but a superset of it. Okay, but everything is going to be JavaScript only, so it will add an advantage. TypeScript is have an add an advantage, and we will tell that I want an integer, I want a string, like that we can able to tell it to them. Okay, so probably in normal JavaScript we are not able to tell that. Okay, so it is a loosely typed languages, and when you have an understanding about Java, C++, we know we need to tell that everything. So this is going to be an integer, this is going to be a string, this is like that, we need to indicate them, right? So that is what exactly. But JavaScript, we can learn it as a flow. So it is just even you missed out the semicolon and all, it don't care about that. But TypeScript gives some strict rules and regulations for the JavaScript. So based on the rules and regulations only, we need to write the code. So if we are not writing, that means then we get an error. Okay, probably before getting into production, we need to avoid the error, means we can able to do it. Okay, thank you the way you explained, that's very good. Thank you, attractive. Thank you, Theo. Thank you so much. Okay, that's it. And probably I have another meeting in 6:32, so that is why I'm rushing. And this 45 minutes you get an introduction for JavaScript, and you will learn much more in JavaScript in the upcoming days, where I'm going to take the workshop. It will be really helpful for it. Sir, I am not submitted the first attendance form. Just wait for the recordings to be done. So once the wait for the recordings. Okay, so YouTube take some time to keep the recording. Once the recording is done, then what you will do, you can see the live chat. Okay, scroll down to it and go and take the first attendance form. Okay, so because I don't have access to that, so you wait and you can submit it again. Okay, so it will be done. Okay, most important topics learned for React and Node.js, ES6 and asynchronous concept. So the basics topics is for if you want to learn JavaScript for the front end, you just want to learn the basic syntax and DOM properties. If you want to go for React, and ES6 is going to be very important, like the modern JavaScript. And when it comes to Node.js, you need to know about how the asynchronous process is working. You need to know about how the runtime is working. Then probably it will be good. Okay, fine. So if you know the basics, DOM, asynchronous, ES6, JavaScript, that's it. You can finish it, right? That's all. Okay. So okay, guys, to wind up the session. See you in the upcoming session. Thank you so much. Give a like and subscribe. That helps me a lot. Okay.